Hello! It's time to talk about Ganbatte convention and Saskatoon. And let's go, 2025. Man, it took me a while to compile this. Holy crap. For some reason. All right. What's the first thing we're looking at? Oh, so first thing is the location. Like I said, it's gonna be in it was in Saskatoon. So we had to fly over there and look at this a beautiful photo. It had different clouds in the sky above and different clouds below. And I thought it was pretty cool. Please admire the beautiful imagery. Thank you, thank you. All right, so Saskatoon. Before I even talk about how the convention was great, but we're going to talk about the location. So the location was very beautiful, actually. However, it was pretty desolate for a lot of places walking wise. Like, this was the morning of setup. Hi, Long! Hi, Nixon! This was morning of setup. And yeah, as you could tell, it was pretty empty on the streets. Mind you, this was really early in the morning. And I don't know if I should start off with the location. You know what? I already put it in this order, so whatever. So I just felt like, what did I want to say about the location? Well, we had to fly there, so you know what? I'll just talk about the location stuff later. Just admire the photos for now. All right, so the Airbnb, the view, was beautiful. Check it out. Yes, yes, and there were some pretty cool old buildings. Took some photos. My sister took this photo of a mural, and it was absolutely beautiful. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And then we got more photos from our Airbnb, and like I said, very beautiful. We got up like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning. So, got that sunrise, you know. And then we had the view of the bridge. Very pretty, very pretty. This was the view at night. Also very beautiful. I actually haven't stayed in a building so high without being surrounded by so many buildings. You know what I mean? That it blocks all the view. So it was really nice to finally to be in that building and be able to see so far away, so far away. At one point, we were sitting at the dining table and I was thinking, I think you could see the airport somewhere over there. Like not in this image. I don't think. I guess I didn't take a photo of it. But whatever, we'll just continue. My PowerPoint slideshow. Anyway. Oh, there was what's it called? That thing in the sky. Oh, yo, we can zoom in and it's so clear. What the hell? Oh my god, I had no idea I could zoom in like this. Well, anyway. Yes, there was a hot air balloon and there was a freaking Ferris wheel. Apparently, this Ferris wheel is just in their regular park. Like, it's not an amusement park. It's just a regular park for kids. It's a very small one, but yeah, the kids can just go on and ride it. Not wild? Unless our driver was capping. But yeah, that's what the driver said. We were gonna go check it out, but we were kind of tired, so we never ended up walking to it. Always want to go in one of those, but you have this whole thing where you like feel like jumping from from high things. I don't know if you're allowed to be on that. Here's the close up. Yeah. It's only one dude? Damn! He's soloing that thing. You can't control where it lands? Really? I had no idea you can't control where it lands. But yeah, we woke up to this guy going up in the sky. Very cool, very cool. All right, and pigeons! Because they were adorable. Yes, pigeons. My mom went in one. It can't control where it'll end up. Oh. I don't know, sounds pretty cool though. Yeah, pigeons. Yeah, pigeons. Pigeons. All right, that was the city. Now we are moving on to actually Ganbatte. See, this is why I think maybe the order was off. Because whatever. You get the picture. We went to Saskatoon. That's what Saskatoon looked like. And here we go, Ganbatte. So about Ganbatte, it was such a what do you call it? Loved convention. It was crazy how loved it was. Here, let me show you. They have freaking magazines. All right, beautiful, fully illustrated magazines of their convention. This is from 2018, so I'm gonna show you multiple because they had every single year, I think, on that table. Yeah, this is 2018. And then here's their 2019 one. It's so vibrant and beautiful. Here's their 2023. Ah, did I skip one? I guess I skipped one. Okay, there's 2019, 2023. Oh no, because COVID? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, 2023, 2024, and bam, 2025. So cool. Why are the pigeons so round? They're not so round. That's normal. That's normal pigeon. What do you mean? They look like just like they do in Ladybug and Cat Noir. Fat. Oh, you did not just say that. They are not fat. Our Canadian pigeons are just fine, thank you very much. Oh, they're fluffy, you mean? Well, it's colder here, okay? They need a little bit more feather. They're tubby. They're not fat. All right, so we're going over the magazines. And then here we are. So when we got our table, oh my gosh, so freaking lucky. Hi, Spyrod! So freaking lucky. Out of all these tables, my table is, oh, I accidentally deleted my highlight. Okay, well, I'll highlight it again. My table is right here. Well, our table. Right here. Right there. Now let me say why that spot is so freaking legendarily beautiful. Sorry, I'm using my mouse to draw, so it's a little bit janky. But so I thought here is an entrance, right? So kind of far away from entrance. But no, there's another entrance here, right beside an elevator. So they literally just came in. And they could see my table from here. And food is right here. So when I had to go eat, literally just right there. It was like, what, 10 steps away? So freaking handy. And not to mention, when people are eating there, they can also see our table. So, yeah, we got super, super, super lucky for the spot. Yeah, dream spot for real. And it's not even this one, it's the one here. So, I have a bit of a corner. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough posters to post on the opposite side because I ran out of magnets. So I bought more magnets so that it'll work better now. But yeah, it would have been even better if I did that. But it actually helped so much because I had some plushies on the corner right here that people ended up getting because it was right there in front of them when they were facing this way. So yeah, this spot was absolutely amazing. Hi, Jen. It was perfect. It was perfect. Right, we can move on. So, like I said, Ganbatte, it was so loved. Like I said, they had magazines, but they also had a bunch of these posted around. They have freaking flyers all over the place. They really tried hard. They really did. And the email too, when I was communicating with Michelle for the table, she was so nice. She right off the bat said, oh, you got accepted for this table. However, I just want to let you know it's not that big of a convention. It's only 1,500 people because as I know, you have to fly there, right? And I just thought that's just so extra that they actually care about that, you know? Because some bigger conventions, they don't care. They really don't. Like I told you guys at some point, one of the conventions, they took my money right off the bat, and I just asked them, "Hey, do you know around when you'd know when if I'm in or not?" And they said because I needed to know for the flight. The flight is more expensive later. Hi, Tyrese. The flight is more expensive if you book it later. So I wanted to book it early, and they just responded back saying, "No, you should just know for yourself when the latest you can be. You can do it." Which is fair, I guess, if that's how they want to do it, but it's kind of scary for them to take $750 and the flight is going to be a lot too. And this is, like I said before, this is my very first year doing conventions. That was one of the first ones I was going to sign up to too. I wasn't sure I was going to make that money back because I don't know any logistics, any numbers or whatever. So I just said no, especially because, well, it's expensive and I could put that money into the merch instead, which I ended up doing. So I ended up canceling that. But anyway, that was just to compare because, yeah, this convention was absolutely amazing. It was so fun. And as you can tell, there's a lot of love put into it. All right, so we move on to the next photo. Hi, Kodav! The next photo. That's me! I'm a Ganbatte! Hello! Admire our freaking packing. Okay, this is something I did not know would be so necessary as a freaking convention goer. Like, what do you mean? Not that I didn't know that you had to pack things, but I didn't know the skill would be so necessary, you know? Thank you, Koda! Thank you! It's not but yeah, packing is very, very important to be able to completely pack it so well. So yeah, please admire our beautiful packing job. I love the outfit. Thank you. Yes, the Tetris. And the weight was just enough. I think mine was 48.5 pounds. I don't do fully 50 just in case somebody's like, oh, well, you're actually 50.1 pounds. I don't know if I want that. Yes, con artist packing. Thank you. With a lot of Doros. A lot of Doros. Mushed in there. I actually sold out of these pink ones. So thankfully I have enough time before the next convention. So I ordered more. I didn't order too many of those because I thought I have the other keychain anyway. But anyway. It's been very popular as a stress ball. Those Doro keychains. People like to squeeze them. Oh, but there's this little girl. This little girl was like, I don't like this one. And I said, why? Why don't you like her? She's scary. She looks angry, I guess. But anyway. Yeah. That's our beautiful packing job. We move on. Oh, me? I'm scary? Dang, dude. Damn. The door is the actual fruit place. Yeah, that's me. All right. So convention photos. I thought it was just pretty cool seeing it all empty and so clean. I like this lighting fixture, but it ended up being too bright. I mean, I could change the settings so that you can really see the detail, but I'm lazy and don't know how. And then I took this video that was super, super cool of the big elevator that looked like a horror movie thing. But then the video just wouldn't freaking work. But here, have an image. It's really cool. I tried so hard and I asked Locke to help me transfer the video, but it wasn't working. So yeah, you get a photo and it's so cool. And I got in there. There's an operator. I'm coming for your knees. What the hell, Spyro? So there's an operator in there, and I was just telling him, this is so cool. It feels like I'm in a horror movie type thing because maybe size-wise, I'm like maybe like this. So this elevator is huge. Maybe even smaller. But anyway, point is, it's a really big elevator. It's really cool. And I went in there. He said, I was telling him how scary it is. It's pretty cool, but scary. And then I'm saying it's like a horror movie. And he's like, yeah, we actually moved the body in here before. And I was like, what? 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 But yeah, apparently that's a thing. But the elevator is cool. Elevator's cool. Anyway, we move on. For Nemesis, the elevators for Nemesis, it is a dinner elevator or a laundry elevator. It's the building is for all their big events, I think. So the size of that is the size of maybe 2 bathrooms. Like you can fit a car in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can fit a car in there. It's huge. Not just laundry, not just maybe I'd say 6 times the size of a regular elevator. Yeah, a whole ass Honda Civic. For sure, a Honda Civic. That's a small car. But it's big. Very big. Very, very big. Anyway, we move on. So this was my mock-up. Right? And I was thinking, it looks kind of janky with the cubes here, but it's 3 feet, I thought, right? 3 feet. But you know what? I thought, let me just double check the size. But no, it was not 3 feet. It's freaking 4 feet each. So yeah, this was wrong. So what you call it? Thankfully, I checked days beforehand, and so figured out a whole nother setup. But anyway, here's the setup. So this is the spot. Very prime spot. Beautiful spot. I couldn't have asked for any better of a spot because this spot was the spot. All right. Anyway, pretty much prime. Here's my beautiful setup. I was gonna do a little drum roll before I showed you, but I just flicked that right there, but whatever. Anyway, this is my favorite setup. It took so long. Yeah, we were gone for a while. Why? Because I was gonna show some photos, but let me just show you right now. Let me quickly grab screenshots of what we used because by no means was this setup cheap. One day I'll make a video on the setup stuff, but basically what the setup is we got one of these things. All right, so this setup, we got one of these. Actually, I bought 2 of them. 2 of these things, right? And then I had this set up before, but the shelves made the underneath part very, very dark. So I thought of using pipe metal things to connect these metal pieces together to make some sort of hanging device thing for this upper area to put the posters on, to hang the posters from, basically. I tried to put poles there and it kind of worked, and it was very expensive just for the pipe connectors. It was a total of $60, and because I wanted to lift this whole thing from the ground. All right, I actually have a video of the whole process, but I won't show you. It's just for me. Basically, I built this on the ground and then I lifted it by myself. After I set everything up, I lifted it by myself and it worked wonders. So I didn't want any movement at all. It had to be a completely solid structure because I'm gonna have to do conventions on my own and I can't always ask for somebody's help. So instead of doing the janky pipe connectors, I barbarically decided that I would get this shelf and this saw right here, and uh, this saw right here, and barbarically asked my husband to cut it for me. I tried, but my cuts weren't clean. So yeah, Log finished the job, but yeah, he sawed it. I tried though. I did try. Thank you very much. Effort was made. This was 100 something dollars. Thankfully, it was on sale. The connectors I was gonna use was I mean, you guys have seen PVC pipes, right? So that was my original plan to just jankily form a PVC pipe thing. And then I found these pure metal ones. These guys, and if you bought just the elbow, they're maybe $3 or something. But if you bought the ones that have multiple slots, a four-way, they added up to quite a lot. I think they were $10 or something, and I needed multiple pieces, so it added up to about $60, 60 something dollars. So because of that, I was just thinking, because of the price that was going to be, I just thought, you know what, might as well, because I wasn't going to use all the shelves. I only needed the lower shelf for my setup. Might as well just buy this tool for $100 and cut up the other ones, because the pack that I bought, I believe it came with 8 shelves, and I only need one per row. So the longest table I could have is 8 feet one, an 8 feet table. So I would only need 4 shelves. So I had 8, no, 12. I had 12 shelves to spare to experiment with. So yeah, we just barbarically freaking cut it up so that I only had the backside of this. So to give you an image, basically we removed this part so that that back wire is the only thing left. And it worked wonders. It freaking worked wonders, as you can see. I love this setup so much. So I can show you that. That's the wire right there. And it was extremely durable, extremely durable. Yeah. Like I said, I lifted this entire thing, which is 8 feet high. Up here is 8 feet high. And I'm 5'3". So I'm probably right over here. I lifted that whole thing by myself. And there's 2 pieces. So extremely durable, extremely light. That was very important too, because I'm going to fly everywhere. It had to be light. Yeah, thank you, thank you. All right, so I just wanted to show that off. I guess right now I'll tell you how the convention went for these stuff too while I was showing you. So the previous conventions, I probably sold maybe 3, or best day or best convention, I sold 6 posters. Not that popular, and I understood, because my posters, they don't have a background, right? I'm more just a character artist. That's why I feel my keychains do really well, because they're characters and very detailed. So I really didn't bring that many of each of these. Maybe I brought 3 of each, and they sold out, dude. I was so shocked. This, when I came here, they sold out, and it's just, what? What? I was so confused, because, and these guys too. I have never sold one of these prints. And I did this time. I think I even sold out of it. So I only brought maybe 3 or 4 of them, because I told you I never ever sold any of them. But yeah, I sold out of this. I sold out of that. I sold one of those, and I never do. And it's just, it was crazy. I was very shocked. I didn't expect it at all. Yeah, it was amazing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy fruit, happy doors, happy luck. Yes, indeed, indeed. And my who are you, Pokemon? I know you made that account to troll me. I saw you follow me, and I checked you out. I saw the white hair mouse girl image, and I saw that you followed me right when your account was made. Who are you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But what you call it? The sticker labels? Sometimes they never sold either. And I sold so many. I sold so many of these guys. I sold out of the freaking bunny ones. I was just so surprised. The things, and the lanyards, they sold at AutoFest, and I only sold one here. And the fans, I didn't sell any of the fans. Actually, this image doesn't even have it. It used to be it was held here. But anywho, yeah, it just goes to show you never know what you will sell and not sell, I guess. That was it for the sales. It was pretty cool. Anyway, we move on. This is the back of my table. I had to take a picture because it was so bad. It was so bad. I couldn't figure out how to get anything. It's just a mess. The reason being was because do I have a photo? It used to be really well organized in a box that had all the names, all the labels. I know I streamed it before, so some of you know that I labeled the box. It was very clean, very organized, very easy to grab all the characters. However, I did realize that that box had a lot of weight to it. So I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna sacrifice being organized for the weight amount, for the weight limit, because I maxed out my suitcase. And it was this was hell to go through. Thankfully, it's a smaller convention, so I didn't have it wasn't moving as fast as Otafest was, that I had to look for a bajillion freaking keychains from the get-go. So I did somehow figure things out, but I just don't think I don't know if it'll work for anime thon. Granted, Anime-thon I will have a larger table to myself, so it should be better. But yeah, as you can see, it is messy as heck. That's a poster. Nothing damaged though, so it's messy, but under control. I guess the best way to put it. I'm just trying to find the previous box so that I could show you guys, in my defense, how it used to be organized. Because, trust, it used to have reason. If I can. Eh. Okay, it looks like I cannot. I could not find my box. So many photos, and I can't find my box. So you're just gonna have to trust me. It used to be organized. Maybe some cloth baskets, socks. Yeah, but nothing beats just plastic baggies. These are organized, mind you, still. But basically, it's 4 different character designs per baggie, and I lined them up later on. I didn't take a photo of it organized, but later on, it's alphabetical order. But yeah. Of course, you noticed that. Okay, I guess I can't find the photo, but it was organized. I swear, it was organized before. Just gonna have to trust me, all right? Trust me. You did it. I did not. It just is. All right, so we're moving on. So, before this convention, my sister asked me if she wanted before this convention, we had a convention where my sister showed me she had jumbo stickers. And I actually was looking for that because in Otafest, people asked me for. You see these guys, right? How they're covered, they're censored by big Doros. People thought they were stickers and that I was selling the stickers, that I was selling jumbo stickers. And I had to tell them, no, sorry, that's just regular paper. I just printed it out on regular paper and stuck it there so that I can hide the stuff. But they're like, oh, but I really wanted to buy a jumbo sticker that big. And I tried to check my sticker providers if they print out stickers that big. Oh, there's my sister's. Oops, sorry. Right there. Oops. Right there. It's huge. So I checked the sticker provider. They don't make it that big. The largest they do is 4-inch. So, because she said she prints her own, I asked if she could print some for me. And so the only issue with that is I have to cut it out myself. and I ordered lots of sheets. So throughout the convention, everywhere I went, I was cutting stickers. This was a Starbucks, I was cutting stickers. And then I was waiting for the plane, I was cutting stickers. In the plane, I was cutting stickers. Just everywhere I went, I was just cutting stickers the entire time. That is the life of an artist, okay? You are just constantly busy. There is so much to do. It's insane how much there is to do. But thankfully, one sticker sold, which is great. So it made it all worth it. Oh, but we'll see. I'll be back in Odafest hopefully next year. Hopefully. Maniac. How in the world did you manage to bring those scissors? It's a safety scissor. I actually did get flagged for it because I had a scissor in my bag, but they just took it out and they measured it. So long as it's a certain length, it's okay to have it. So he just gave it back to me. Thankfully, I actually put that scissor in this box of stickers, and thankfully, my lewd ones were covered up because I just didn't want to be given the looks as to why I had big tatas over here in my box. Thankfully, he just saw weird Doro cute images. And Nixine, adorable. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. I was safe. All right. So that was my artist perspective of things, I guess, had to say. Yeah, Nixine, you're there. Why is there me? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it has to do with the package that will arrive in Seoul's home shortly. All right. So, next, we're gonna go over the food because I know you guys love looking at food. But you know I suck at taking photos. So, yeah, I end up remembering to take a photo after I bite it and stuff. So, we'll see how these photos are. All right, so I really wanted to show this to Edmund, but he's not here, sadly. But the reason why I got dumplings, my sister brought instant noodles, and the reason why I got dumplings was simply because Edmund always has dumpling and noodles, you guys know. So, look, even in a convention, I can get the dumpling and noodles. And let me tell you guys, the convention had the concession stand, right? And a lot of times, I feel like when you go to the convention stuff, there's food trucks, which is great and all, but sometimes I feel like it gets kind of pricey. But this one, the convention has their own food supply, I guess. That it was really cheap, really really cheap, especially for snacks. Granted, yeah, it was a smaller convention, so it's easier for them to handle things. Maybe that's why the experience was so smooth, so clean. But I don't want to take the credit away completely. They really were so smooth and so clean. I didn't want to take a picture of them because that's staff working with the food, and I didn't want to ask them, hey, is it okay if I take photos of all of you guys when they're just trying to do their job? Oh, there. Koda said it is very pricey, right? But this was not. This was only a few pieces. Yeah, I guess if you buy dumplings from a store, it would be cheaper. Yeah, sure. But this was just $5 or something. I'll show you guys the menu pricing later. But it was really cheap. I got a lot. This is my second day one, and my sister already brought this, so that's why we're eating this specifically. But I bought more food from them the other day. It's not. It's really not bad for a convention, for an event. It was really cheap. There was also bubble tea and hot dogs, kimchi hot dog. It was interesting. It was interesting. Their selection was interesting, and donuts. Yes. Okay. Well, anyway, show you. Anyway, before the unhealthy stuff, this was actually the first thing I bought because when I do conventions, I often don't sleep. It's just the thing. Like I literally finished my setup plans 5 minutes before I had to head out the door. 5 minutes before I head out the door. Okay, 5 freaking minutes. I just don't sleep. I took a nap because I was having a headache, but I slept for maybe an hour or two max. Something around there. Maybe 3 hours, but I'm pretty sure it was around 2 hours. But yeah, so if you're gonna not lack on sleep, at least get some food, right? And there was no local grocery store nearby that was still open at the time that we were gonna shop for food. So as you can see, these are from the dollar store. and I had mixed nuts too. So I finished all that. But yeah, try to be healthy, try to eat healthy so I still have energy to go about the day because conventions are pretty tiring. Not the product of Vietnam. Of course. Where are my Filipino mangoes? Oh, wait. This is what you mean. No. Well, it was really good though. Really tasty. Oh yeah, that's the other thing with Filipinos. There were a lot of Filipinos in Saskatoon. I never thought about it. Never thought it would be the case. Never thought it wouldn't be the case. I just realized when we landed that I looked left and right and there were a lot of Filipinos. So, fun fact, Saskatoon has a lot of Filipinos. To which actually I got invited to a festival for the for Filipino festival thing. Not just Filipinos though. I think it's multiple different groups all together, and one of the groups that's doing the festival has Filipino, what you call it, representation. I don't know what to call it. Culture stuff. Anyway, the event has multiple cultures in it, and one of the cultures is Filipino. There we go. Yes. Anyway, moving on. Food. So again, I already took a bite out of it before I remember to take a photo. But yeah, we got this thing that was kind of like Panda Express. However, they had mashed potato, and I thought that was weird. So I ordered the mashed potato. It was great. I love mashed potato. Odd combination with Chinese food, but it was great. I like mashed potato. Hand it over. Oh, and the sauce is Asian, an Asian beef sauce. So it was different because it tasted Western and Asian at the same time. I've never had mashed potato with my Asian food. That's the first time I had it. Next, again, I already took a bite, but yeah, there was a donut and kimchi hot dog and bubble tea at the concession stand. That was 10 feet, 10 steps away from my stand. So it was great. That's not a donut. It's a donut. Hi, Dark Lloyd. Imagine. Why is it so big? Oh, it's called... I forgot what it's... there. It's called gourmet donuts. There, $4. Okay, this is Canadian dollars. So in USD, this is probably $2.50 or something. It's for a convention. That's pretty cheap. That looks like condensed diabetes. Oh, for sure, it was super sweet. But I liked it. It was good. It was good. I would probably say it'd be great if they came in smaller sizes because it was too much sugar. But it tasted good. And actually, this is one of my favorite candies. I haven't seen it in ages because I don't look for it, I guess. And it was a delight to see that on my donut. And I ate it. I ate it. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Look. Cute. Oh, that's that dog. Can I pet that dog? But Mujin, Jean, something. Melody. What? Those what? What do the twins have? What do you guys have against the twins? There we go. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, that kind of looks like she's looking at Hello Kitty like she looking like a treat. You know what I'm saying? Looking like a treat. Kind of scary. Anyway, moving on. We're going to zoom out now. Where's my baby boy cinnamon roll? I guess the person on the left took it because there's one missing. I didn't take it because I wanted that candy. I would have loved to have matcha, but that candy, you know. Anywho, so that entire meal, this entire meal was maybe $14 or $15, and there was barely a lineup because they're pretty fast. They were pretty fast about it because one person would take your order, the other person would prepare the order if it's this meal, and then another person would be doing it if it's this one, and another person would be doing it if it's a drink. So it went by pretty fast. It was great. Honestly, I was just blown away at the organizers being amazing. The only difference that I would say the other conventions did better on was going around making sure people had water because I couldn't find where the water station was. Normally, people are pretty, what you call it? They either state very clearly where you can get water or oh, there were water bottles. Yeah, yeah. You could buy water bottles at concession stand, but they didn't have anyone going around to artists checking if you needed water, which I don't need because I brought a water bottle. But I guess that's the only thing I could say. Otherwise, amazing. The organizers were so good. They were so thoughtful. They were so sweet. She even dropped by to talk to us after because she knew that we flew in. I think that's why she came to talk to us, but it also could be we were one of the last people cleaning up. And yeah, we like to chat, so we chatted. But yeah, Michelle's great. Shout out to Michelle. She's great. If Michelle ever ends up watching this video, you're great, Michelle. Let's move on. So the donuts. All right, so food places to go to if you ever go to Saskatoon, check this one out because it's interesting. Yes. Because otherwise, we checked out. I wanted to check out this cafe that sounded really good, and if you find it on Reddit, everybody says it's good too. However, as good as it is, we went there like a minute before they opened. We waited until they opened time at the opening hours and they didn't open the store. We waited for 20 more minutes and then this guy ended up coming over to where we were standing and we had all our merch and all our cash and everything because we were about to fly away after we tried this this restaurant. Unfortunately, for some reason, apparently they just open up whenever they feel like it. So the hours don't matter, they just do what they do. And unfortunately, when we were there, they were not going to open. So good thing they said that on Reddit. Other people have said that on Reddit. So we just walked away. And unfortunately, the next place that we checked out was also still closed. So we had to go to a Starbucks as our last place there. Because, yeah, we had a bunch of Uber drivers and we asked them, hey, where do you recommend to eat? And unfortunately, for some reason, they all had no recommendations. They would just be like, "Oh, what do you like to eat? I like white spot or I don't know, keg or something." Which is, if you guys know Canada, it's pretty much everywhere in Canada. So it's not something you fly to and then you go try. It's pretty everywhere, like Starbucks. It's just everywhere. So I don't want to go all the way fly over there to try something that I already had. So we didn't try it. But yeah, that's all they could recommend, stuff that you generally have. So it was a little bit sad. So we tried to search some stuff up. But yeah, we wanted to try something different and look at their sign. Look at their freaking sign. Deliciously a different. Edmund! Yo, I was just talking about you. Edmund, look. Perfect timing. We were talking about food. So we had cup noodle at the convention, and because it's cup noodles, I had to show you that I could have noodles and dumplings at the convention too. See, I get the dumplings. The Edmund special. I didn't need this because this was enough to fill me up. I was super full eating both of this combined, but I just thought, you know what? I gotta have the Edmund special. I gotta have the combo. Which is good because the dumpling was really good. Yes, noodle and dumpling. Dumpling style. I'm sorry. All right. Here, we're moving on. We're moving on from food shortly. So I was talking about this deliciously different. Hi, Cha-ching. Hello. So we go in and we look at the menu and look how beautiful. It's so beautiful. We actually asked for takeout, but they accidentally put it on a plate for us, which was good because it ended up looking really beautiful and my sister wanted to take a photo. But you know what? I was just mesmerized by this freaking plate. I love beautiful plates, especially when you touch it and you can feel the texture of the pattern. Like it's not just printed on, it was sculpted and then crafted, whatever. I don't know what kind of magic they do, but you can feel the ridges and it was so satisfying. I didn't even eat on this plate. It just was satisfying to look at and to feel. I know it's weird going to a restaurant for that, but yes, that's what I did. Those meat obelisks are kind of unholy. What does that mean? This. I saw the plate in the stand later. JK, I think I saw that plate in the stand later. What? Not weird at all. Maybe I could have taken better photos. But anyway, it was delicious. It was very different. Okay, not too different, but it was different. It was deliciously different. Anyway, we move on. So, we were chatting with the staff because we had a suitcase, I think, or whatnot. I don't know how the topic came up, but anyway, we were chatting with her and we're like, oh, we're new around here. We wanted to try something different. And we saw this and we saw your sign and we thought, oh my God, it's deliciously different. Isn't that perfect? Anyway, yes. So she said, oh, welcome. And she gave us a free dessert cause she said we're new to the city. Isn't that so sweet? So sweet. Get it? Because it's a dessert. It's so sweet. Anyway, yes. I'm corny. That's it. I ended up not really liking it because we ate it a little after. I bet it would have tasted better fresh. I should have tried it at the restaurant, but I ended up trying it a little later. Yeah, baklava. It wasn't too sweet, actually. This one was not that sweet. But it was also not really my cup of tea. But it was very sweet that she did that. Oh, but ching. But yeah, and it was something different. And I don't remember what it tasted like. But yeah, I really should have tried it when it was fresh, not when we packed it later. But I was really, really full. Because before this, I don't know what I ate, but I wasn't even hungry. That's why I had this, and my sister had the one with rice. Oh, yeah, because I ate too much of the noodles or the dumplings. That's why I wasn't hungry. Moving on. The last photo here. Oh, and they had this at the front. And I asked her what the heck. Oh, okay, I didn't say what the heck. I was asking, what is it? What is it? What is it? Just, what is that? And then she said, oh, it's mint. So you scoop it up with the spoon, you put it on your palm, and then you eat it after you're done eating. And I thought, that's really cool. They are so fresh. Yes. It was very interesting. I liked it. My sister didn't like it. I think because it's very, the texture is something different. Very dry and grainy. That's the only way I can describe it. It was good though. I liked it for the whole experience in one restaurant. Yeah, I did. I really did. It was very interesting. Very, very interesting. But that was the only interesting food place you went there, I think. Well, I mean, the convention had kimchi hot dog. That was odd on its own way, and I liked it. Yeah, discovering food is fun. We tried some other foods. I didn't take the photos and I didn't keep it because they weren't that special and they didn't taste very good. But we did try other things. That's it. We're moving on now. We're moving on to cosplayers. I love getting to see. Oh no, I have it open. 1 second. Look away. 1 second. Faces because I asked if I could take their photo and show it on YouTube. So we're good. We're safe. Except for one person. I forgot to ask her, and also she seemed a little younger. Maybe that's why I didn't ask. I don't know, but I forgot to ask her. So one person's face will be covered, but I had to take a photo because it was so freaking adorable. You'll see why. Facts? No peeking? What? All right. So Iron Mouse! Dude, Iron Mouse! So freaking cute! I love it when they do kind of, you can see, you know what the character is, but you got a little bit of your own pizzazz to it. Because I don't remember Iron Mouse having a kitty thing sock for it. It does look a little different from regular Iron Mouse. But yeah, so freaking cute. Next one. This is another rendition of their own kind of style to it. I love when they do that. But yeah, you know, the Pokemon. The people who know Pokemon names. Gengar? Gengar. Yes, Gengar. Yeah. Yeah, it's a onesie, but she also has, you know, the stockings and I think what you call it? What do you call it? Goth. You see this? Look at this. I love these shoes. So freaking cute. You know, when they just make it their style, their own way, and it works really, really well. Super cute. I love that. I love that. All right, and we had Ghostbuster, and oh man, yeah, I wanted to show you guys videos, but I can't because I the video wasn't working. But this thing, he turned around and he was like, flick the switch. What switch? Flick the switch on the left side. There's gonna be a switch. Flick it. And I was like, what? And I flicked it and it freaking lit up. It was so cool. And yeah, I loved it. That's so cool. When they do cosplays like that with a whole engineering light system. So cool. Are those velvet heels? No clue. No clue. Dude looks smug as hell. I love it. Oh, what happened with the videos? They just wouldn't send properly, and it was lagging my whole PC to try to take the video from my iPhone. I don't know. Apple things? Is it because my computer's not Apple? Who knows? Hood Kratos would go so hard. What do you mean Hood Kratos? What? All right, and then Bowsette. Aw, I took a photo of her with the Bowsette sticker, I think. But anyway, super cute. She had a coin. I don't know why I asked her to take the photo with the coin. I just thought it was perfect. But she had look what it says. She carries this around. She carries it around, and it just says one fuck. I don't give one fuck. Isn't that so cute and cool? I don't know. It was just Bowsette energy too. Love it. Love it. She was cool people. I only had one Bowsette sticker and she bought it. All right. Next one. Oh yeah, this is the person. I forgot to ask her if I could put it on the video. But she was I think if I had to assume she's maybe like teen. So it's better if I cover her face anyway because she was young. But look at her, she's so cute. Yes, it's Klee. Ah, so adorable. So adorable. And look, her bag is also Klee. It's a Klee pouch. So freaking cute. Ah, she was so adorable. She didn't say a single word. I asked her for a photo. I asked if it's okay, like to take a photo, and the entire time she didn't say one word. She's so shy, probably. She was adorable. I love Klee. I love Klee. What a Chad, truly. Oh, and KFC woman. Look at this. Look at this. She crocheted each freaking drumstick. She crocheted every single one in there. I don't know if she was selling it because later on I saw some kids have the drumsticks and I was thinking I wanted one. I would have bought a drumstick, but I didn't know she was selling it. I like how excited you are. It was Klee. And this is chicken. It's so cute, right? I don't know how many she had in there. But yeah. Oh, what the frick? I didn't notice this. She has freaking chicken earrings. Me too. I want one. I didn't know she was selling it though. I didn't see her at a stand. I saw her walking around. I thought she was an attendee. So I'm not gonna be like, hey, attendee, can I please have your cosplay? Can I please have part of your cosplay? Hi, Tyler. Oh my gosh, I'm talking so much. I need some water. Where's my water bottle? 1 second. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, in the topic, I mean on the topic of me being excited, these conventions have been so much fun. I was really worried because, I am an introvert, so I do know I will run out of battery, but it's been so hype. I forgot what it stands for, the YWFC. I asked her, but I don't remember what it meant. It was something specific. I really don't remember. It was first day. But it has been so hype to go to the conventions. I think probably also because I'm such a anime nerd, so I know a lot of the characters that pass by, and it's so fun seeing them. I love the energy, and people are so nice at conventions, guys. So one of the things with going to Saskatoon, I was a little bit scared because when you walk around, people don't say hello. At least in the areas that I was walking around in, it was very cold. They wouldn't even open doors for each other, which is confusing to me because I'm so used to that in Vancouver, having awkward moments where I open the door for people a little too long. Yeah, they don't do that there. At least where I was going, where I was staying, I don't know, the Airbnb. And I would say hello or good morning, and they would look at me like, "Are you crazy? Why is this woman talking to me?" kind of thing. And I was like, should I not say hello? But I said hello anyway. But in the convention, they're very, very warm, very, very friendly, very, very nice, and very just love it. Why? You want fried chicken? I want her knitted fried chicken. Young woman fighting children. Fighting chicken? Oh my gosh. To be fair, a lot of tourists. Okay, so in what you call it? Backstory of the place. I think the reason why it's so cold is, yeah, I agree with you. A lot of tourists around that time because that area, Saskatoon, apparently, what I've been told is it's mainly more hustle and bustle during the school season because it's a university area. It's a university city. Is that the best way to describe it? So, since we're going during summertime, there are only mainly tourists there, only a few locals, and their population is, of course, much smaller than Vancouver. But that means during that summertime, only a few people there, and the other people are tourists. Even the Airbnb that we stayed at, they gave us instructions on how to get the keys, and there was a whole hole full of the locked keys because I guess that specific building just had multiple Airbnbs. So I completely agree with you. It's probably that at the time that we were there were just a lot of tourists, and so since they're tourists, they don't want to say hello to strangers. They want to stay safe. They want to stay in their bubble. I get that. I get it. But in the convention, they're super super nice and friendly. It is a safe place for introverts, nerds, cosplayers, geeks. Being awkward or socially afraid is completely fine. Yeah, pretty much. That pretty much describes conventions. And it was really fun. Alright, so we move on to the next cosplayer. Who is it? It's Cat, what you call it? Noir. Noir. And she was going around giving out trinkets. Trinkets! Goodies! See? Convention goers are so fun. Sorry, what you call it? I like how you get surprised by your own shots. Well, I just don't remember what order I put this in. But yeah, convention goers are so interesting. It's so random. She was just going around. I'm sorry, I don't know her gender. I just assumed, but they were going around just giving out trinkets too, and it was very interesting. D&D dices. Yeah, I got this one. This one right here. What's that? I don't know what that is. Is that a chicken wing too? But yeah, very random. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was thinking. They chose not to have ears. But I recognized them right away. Cat Noir? Yes. Yes, it is. Some photos are not as clear as the other ones because I would forget which phone I'm holding, and one of them has good photos taking whatever, and the other one is not. But that's it for the cosplayers. We are now moving on to the people I met. So some will go quicker. So this person, so they were talking about, oh yeah, I have a booth there for Animathon, and I was like, Animathon is here. That's the one I'm gonna go to later next month. And I don't know how I didn't realize they were here because somehow this thing was on my seat, and also they're right beside me. They're kind of to my right. If I just turn my head, they're right there with a huge sign saying Animathon. Somehow I did not notice. But super cool guy. He works on cars and he's going to Japan. And so I asked him if he can get me some pieces, some parts and stuff from Japan. And he's like, yeah, I can do that. That's chill. And I was like, oh, well, damn. That's cool. But yeah, super cool. And then, oh, I should have put it this earlier because it's the convention attendees, but they bought my originals and they asked me to sign it. Isn't that exciting? I had done that the very, very, very first time I did a convention a long time ago. That one convention I did way back in the day. But what you call it? This is the first time since this year the new arc of going to conventions that somebody asked me to sign, and I was just so hyped. I asked them if I could take a photo after I signed it, and they said yeah, and I just thought it was the sweetest thing. I felt bad because I was thinking I'd be ruining it signing the front, but they said to sign the front. Now it's there. Now they are priceless. Oh, thank you. But yeah, I told them this was back in the day when I was practicing, and she's a Fire Emblem Hero fan. This one was an OC, so you got an original character, which is even more rare. Do you know how rare it is for people to want your original designs? Crazy. I was so hyped. I'm thankful I brought a pen. A nice pen. All right, next person. Oh, look at this. I was debating over getting this because it's so cute, but at the same time, do I want spiders posted? But it's so cute, right? His designs are pretty cool. Very different. I would expect it to be on like game cards, the back of game cards. It'll summon spiders. We have enough spiders in our home. I think so. I'm pretty sure that's a jumping spider. It's very cute, and I remember the design, so pretty sure. But yeah, his designs are really cool. Nah, yeah, right. All right, spider hater. All right, next person. So this is, remember how I said I was invited to go to a festival? This was the one of the groups that's going to be in the festival. They're pretty cool, and this thing, I don't know if you guys have gone to conventions, but enamel pins are really expensive. This is $5. They sold it for $5 freaking. It's so cute. Yeah, it's a Sakura pin because they're Saskatoon Japanese Association in remembrance of the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You have a collection of enamel pins? Of course you do, Koda. You should have a whole wall. But yeah, it's so cute and so freaking cheap. I think it's because the sale, yeah, proceeds from the sale of the item will support activities promoting the space, which is amazing. So if it's not enough that it's cute, not enough to you that it's, what you call it, it's affordable, it's also going straight to promotion of straight to the support activity promoting piece. There we go. You know? So why wouldn't you? So yeah, I freaking bought one. Even though expenses to go to this convention was so high already. I still made sure that I wasn't spending too much. I would have spent more, but yeah, the conventions. I'll go over the cost later. And then we met. So, like I said, people were so nice. This person was over here with their parents. They just started their own business. So I asked them, "Hey, would you like to hold your business card in front of your display?" So I went over to their table to get a nice photo, so that it's cohesive. Partly also because if I just showed you guys business cards, it would just be business cards, right? It is an easier way to tell you this is the business card and this is what they do right there in front of you. The whole visual. And then I took a picture of this person's booth because they also said that they were getting this was for a donation thing. I don't quite remember what the donation thing is, but I told him I have I have I have one at home or at the Airbnb and I was gonna bring it the next day and I forgot. I freaking forgot. So yeah, I ended up not giving the little can opener. So even though I took this photo to remind myself, but now I'm being reminded a little too late because I can't really bring it to them now. But yeah, that looks perfect for winter. Yeah, right. But it was pretty hot there. So well, I mean, I guess there's AC. Maybe their AC was stronger there. It was hot. It was hot outside. Oh, okay. So this one, what you call it? Oh, I thought I took a photo of zoomed out, but this is the bathtub. This was so strange. I went to their booth and they had these little knickknacks and I recognized them. They were from Daiso, my favorite freaking shop. I don't know if you guys have heard of Daiso, but it's basically a Japanese dollar store and they have really weird cute knickknacks and this was one of it. I don't know how they got this thing. I guess they printed this out themselves, but the bathtub was so funny to me that they put it in the bathtub. Right? Daiso's amazing. I love Daiso. You never know what you can find in Daiso. You can buy a million things and then I mean, yes. Yes. We could spend a whole lot at freaking conventions. And I made sure my stuff are small because I'd have to bring it home. Somehow I sold stuff, but somehow it was still a struggle to fit everything in the suitcase. It was hard. Anywho. So yeah, that one's Jeb Jeb and Mola Mola. So I went to go see their Instagram and I wanted to share this freaking video. I'll just link it. I won't play it so that if you guys want to watch it on your own time later, you can because it was so cool. I did not expect to see that in. Because when I go to people's Instagram, normally I see mainly their art that I've already seen at the convention. So it's like a showcasing of what I already saw in the convention. But they had a whole ass video on YouTube. Apparently they directed it. Yeah, they directed it and it's super fun. Really, really worth the watch. It's very quick. So, yeah, you guys should check that out when you can. It's fun. It's definitely fun. I assure you it is. If you like art, you'll like that video. All right, we move on. Who's next? Oh, so this person, somehow I missed her. I talked to their partner and I went over to their booth to give their partner the sticker, but then I missed her. She wasn't there at the booth and she wasn't there walking around with her partner either. I think they switched what do you call it? They switched turns at the booth and coincidentally I missed her, but she's right here. So it's fine. She's right there. You can see her photo. Anyway, so she's a writer. I got to read some of it, but I wasn't able to read too much because I don't like leaving my booth for too long either. Because my sister and I were both there so we can watch each other's table. However, we haven't organized it in a way that we can sell each other's stuff. So it's a struggle when one of us walks away to handle a customer if they're gonna pay. But at least one person is there to talk to attendees, all the attendees, which is always fun because we can always just say, "Hey, thank you for checking it out. She just stepped out for a second," that kind of thing. So It's chill. It's chill. If you can't capture the writer, capture the photo. Yeah, she had photos of herself, which I've never seen before either. This is the first time I've seen a booth with their own photos. But this is what we bought. I wanted the bracelet, but apparently they don't do bracelets anymore because it wasn't doing so well. And now we have keychains that I turned into a bracelet later. Yeah, I don't actually like purple normally wearing it, but I was wearing a Naga cosplay and she had a purple scrunchie and it fit perfectly together. Exactly. It's for Naga. I mean, she's a what do you call it again? That kind of style. It suits her vibe. But this one's for my sister. It reminded me of what do you call it? Avril Lavigne, and she likes it. Gyaru! Yes. It suited her Gyaru style, so yeah. This is it. Us wearing it as bracelets, even though it's not a bracelet. And then I got like a sticker, but I couldn't find it after. So I just went to their Instagram and found the exact same thing. Well, basically, every time I go to a convention, I try to find some sort of thing for luck, and coincidentally, the easiest thing, yeah, the easiest thing has been to find a horang drawing or something of some sort every single time. So he's slowly just piling up a bunch of orange cat merch. Oh, so this person trained to do origami in Japan. And so what they ended up doing is they got silk, dyed it themselves, and made flowers out of it, then made it into little hair clips. I didn't take photos of the bigger displays, but their stuff is really, really pretty. Here, let me see. Apple dainty. Yeah. The bigger hair pieces were so much more prettier even than this. But I knew this one for sure I would wear because I ended up wearing it day of and the day I flew out. But here's the other stuff. They're bigger, so I was thinking I don't know if I wear it all the time. But yeah, their work is so beautiful. So beautiful. Let's see if I can find fancier one. That's a lot of work. All the little details. Work. Yeah. Put a lot of work here. Okay, look at that. Just look at that. It's so pretty. And these, they're little lanterns. Lanterns! So freaking beautiful. Her work is gorgeous. Let's see if I can even find a bouquet. Yeah, the Totoro cup. In the Totoro, because there's a stick. This one would be on a stick so that you put your hair in a bun and you stick it in. Here we go. So beautiful. So beautiful. All handcrafted. So, yeah, most of my spending money went here because it's so pretty. So pretty. All right, so next artist. Wait a second. I should have put it with their friend, but yes. So this is a purely Prince, pure. Oh my gosh, purely Prince artist, and they have so many freaking games. I think it'd be really hard for you to not find a game that you play that you don't recognize in his booth because he has so many. That's just a picture of Tigresa. Freaking Mudkips. And I really like that. Where, what you call it? Instead of just business cards, you have a bigger sign that has your, what do you call it? Socials? I think because he didn't have business cards ready for that. Because it works great. You could just take a photo since, we're in a digital world right now. But yeah, I was talking to him about Prince, and we ended up talking about a YouTuber. It's so great that YouTubers have shared all their info about where they get their prints, how does it look, how are the costs like, things like that. So yeah, hopefully that YouTube video helps him out. Because I saw the video, but I don't do gold prints, but he wants to try them out. Pretty dope. Now we move on to the next. Okay, so for this person, it was really fun. She freaking brought a full on cardboard. Okay, I'll just show you. Why am I struggling with words right now? Maybe I've been talking too much, but no, let me just check. Let me just check that I'm not showing anything. But yes. Okay. So yeah, here it is. What was his name? Why am I forgetting? Silas, right? Silas? She brought it to the convention. I saw her setting it up and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go find that and take a photo with him. And yeah, and this is my new friend too. She's also a streamer, by the way. I'll talk about her shortly. But yeah, I was gonna take a photo with him, and then she just pretended to take a photo and backed off, and I was like, no, take a photo with me. So yeah. Her cosplay, by the way, is so freaking clean. Do you see this freaking wig? I'll talk about it some more shortly. Shortly, I mean now. This is her. She's also an artist. Let me zoom in there so you can see. And she's a Twitch streamer. And she's also a VTuber. Where we're just like, wait, what? YouTube? Wait, what? A VTuber too? And yeah, it was freaking epic. So, like I said, her wig, right? Look how clean that is. That is so clean and professional, right? Her friend over here styles wigs. And as you can see, she does a very, 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 very freaking good job. Yeah, it looks so good. Because that's a pain in the ass. Because wigs are not... you can't treat it exactly like real hair. Because it's made out of plastic. So I think if I remember correctly, you have to steam it rather than iron it. Things like that. And you have to have a plastic comb rather than a metal comb. I don't know, but anyway, their cosplays were clean, their hair was clean, and can you believe it? This girl just does everything. She streams, she's a VTuber, she's a convention artist, and she cosplays so clean. I don't even put on a wig because it's so hot. I just can't. But she did this entire setup, her booth setup in her cosplay. I just wear, a theme for the t-shirt and I don't do the wig. Yeah, but I don't do the wig, right? But that's what I said, right? I went up to her and I was like, "What? You do this too? You do this too?" And you know what? Guys, she plays Dead by Daylight. Oh, I forgot to say, she also plays Dead by Daylight, but she doesn't want to play on stream. So you guys won't see her on stream, but you'll see her on stream. You'll see Siome on stream when she's free, but my new friend is also very busy because she has a convention this weekend too. So, convention artists are just very, very busy. So I'll bother them during winter or something. Because summertime, I get that it's very, very, very busy during summertime. But yeah, super cool. So she just misses to play Nikkei and we have the combo. Yeah. But the thing is, this person right here, she downloaded Nikkei after we were talking. Her booth is basically... Oh, maybe I should have taken a photo of the booth too. Her art is beautiful, but she also plays Dead by Daylight. She does Dead by Daylight art, and she does a bunch of the Nikkei equivalent for loving men, love and deep space. Love and deep space art. So, so she checked out Nikkei and now she's playing that too. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. But yeah, let's move on. I think next person. Oh, this is the person who is right. She's right here. Who did the wigs? Nekopara! So cute! And again, perfect freaking wigs. So beautiful. Yeah! Love and Deep Space is pretty big. I can't draw men for the life of me though. I only draw women. Sorry. And I don't know Love and Deep Space that well. I watch other people play it, but I haven't watched. I don't keep up, so I just watch it here and then. Now and then. And what do you call it? What you call it? And sometimes Nixie would send me freaking videos of. Wait, yeah. Silas. Okay. So this guy, he's a Nikkei fan, and he went to do the gacha, and I think I've told you guys this before, but I go to these conventions, and maybe just 5% of the people know what Nikkei is, and you guys know my booth is mainly Nikkei. So, what do you call it? So the people there are excited that there's a Nikkei art, but also they're one of the few people also that know the Nikkei art. It's what I'm trying to get at. Basically, he was doing a gacha thing, and we both know that there's not a lot of Nikkei fans. And he was trying to get a specific character. He got a dupe of Soda. Yeah. And he bumped into me on the elevator on the first day, and he freaking gave it to me. He gave me his figurine. I was like, nobody has ever done that before. You're really giving this to me? Are you sure? And he said, yeah, I don't need it. I already got one. And I was just like, no freaking way. Yeah, so cute. And so the next day he went back to my booth, and I asked him if I could take a photo with him and the figurine, and he said, yeah. And yeah, that's why there's this photo, even though I got it the day before. And I'll show you some photos the day before. Because like I said, he just bumped into me on the elevator. And so I asked him to. So these are, what you call it, scripted. Sorry. Actually, he was just giving back to me after this photo. And I said, wait a second, I want that photo too. But yeah, so freaking cute. And then this was the day I actually got it, the day before. Paid actor, yeah. And then this is the day before. We went to the Afghan restaurant. We got a bunch of. I took a bunch of photos. I just kept taking photos. I was so excited. It's so unbelievable. Who would give someone? I'm just a table artist. Because he got it and he said, what am I gonna do with the dupe? Oh, I'll just give it to the Nikkei artist. Yeah, who does that? That's incredible. Thank you. The art is super cute. Yeah! I'm just a table. Yes, I'm just a table. I'm just a table. Hi, Eternal! So, yeah, that's pretty much it for Ganbatte. That's TCU. Oh, so thirsty. Sorry. I had to drink a lot more water there. So, yeah, I took a last photo of their little magazine thing because it's dope. I think I went over everything because these are the final thoughts now. Yeah, pretty sure I went over everything. If I forgot anything, you can ask me, I guess. Yes. So. Oh, yeah! We went to the airport. This is me. Hello, I'm a dork. It was empty and there was a kids section. And so, like, yeah, I was on the plane. That's me on a plane because I'm a dork. Mm-hmm. Yup. Question is, I fit. I sit. Another super good one. Yeah, we'll talk about the money stuff after, but it was super fun. Like I said, Ganbatte was really well loved. People were checking up on us. maybe maybe not as often as the smaller con, because I feel like the smaller cons there was designated people checking up on you, but also I heard some conventions they mainly check up on you if you're doing solo, and I was not doing solo. My sister was there, so didn't need that. Oh wait, no, I lied. They were checking up on us. I forgot because every time he checked up on us, he wasn't asking, "Are you okay?" He was he was he was so mean. Okay, he wasn't actually mean, but every single time the staff checked up on us, I forgot to ask for his name, but he would check up on us by trolling. In other words, giving us a heart attack. So every time he passed by our table, he would say something like, "Hey, did you get the order done? Are you done? Is it ready yet?" Every single time he had a new thing like that to get to elevate your heart rate. You know what I mean? Like you forgot something, or you're missing something, or you lost something, things like that. Yes, they did check up on us very often actually. I saw him very, very often. My bad. I just forgot. Actual plane. I am an actual plane. Thank you. If you have a vendor at my local con, you can take my money. Aw, thanks, Turtle. Canonically, how she travels across the world. Yes, this is how I travel across the world, guys. So if you ever see this tiny plane, it's me. Yes, hello. Now I can share the Rescue Ranger image with the mouse. Oh my god. Oh yeah, yeah, that was me. What is the next one? Oh, okay. This is us saying goodbye to Saskatoon. We were so lucky with the weather because it was supposed to rain, but I think it ended up raining right before the convention. And then the convention itself was just cloudy, maybe. Even though, even though we were indoors, I, we had to. Oh, okay. So I do have something to talk about. I skipped over it when I said I was in Saskatoon, and now we're talking about Saskatoon again. So my experience, so Ganbatte itself, the convention itself, amazing, right? It's great. However, if the question was ever, let's say, would I ever do this convention again? Yes, 100%. However, I would not do what I did the first day that we were gonna set up by myself. So what happened, I can't believe I almost forgot to tell you guys the story. But anyway, we chose an Airbnb that was near the convention so that we wouldn't have to spend as much on Uber drives, right? And we're fit enough. We thought we could just roll the suitcase to the convention. Yeah, we can do that. And it's a nice weather, so why not? So, things eternal. So, we had all our luggages, and of course we have cash because we're gonna be at the booth, and we decided to roll our stuff to the convention. And like I showed you guys, the place was very empty. Oh my gosh, so many photos. A real quick flick through them. Can we? Maybe I could just drag it to the front. I think it was this one. Do 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 do. Let me just take you back, all the way back, just to have a visual. All these photos, right? Nobody on the street. I mean, even this, you can't see anybody walking on the street. So, around the time we were heading there, this photo should have been this one, right? What ended up happening was it's summertime. So, and thankfully I wasn't wearing my cosplay at all, but basically it was just uncomfortable because when we were heading there, there was a bunch of guys hollering at us because they were just two young girls, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, thankfully, it was somewhere else. It wasn't here. But we were here. Let's say we were right here. Yeah, it was a little scary. Cause we had a lot of stuff. We had a lot of expensive stuff because we had the merch, right? Anyway, we were right here and they were thankfully across the street over there. So, because we're heading this way, they would have to cross the street and then chase us across the street again, I guess, which would have been easy because there's not many cars. But anyway, that's the only thing because it's so empty around those hours, and I would just say just a tourist thing, right? Stay safe. Hooligans, yeah, they were hollering at us. I just didn't look. I didn't want to look, but I saw them ahead of hand before we passed by them. They were a bunch of guys, and yeah, there were some drugs in some places. So So yeah, just be safe. And we ended up Ubering the next time we had big stuff, I think, near the end. Let me at 'em. But it would have been nice to be able to just feel fine walking, but I didn't feel comfortable. No. It's very empty. And for some reason, we didn't see any cop cars at all during the first few days. The very last day was when I finally saw a cop car. I was kind of looking around to where the police office was, just in case, right? You never can be too careful. I finally found it, but I found it on the last day because I kept forgetting to just search it up on my phone. But yeah, that's the only thing I'd say about location wise. Just be safe. So I wouldn't walk around by myself. And walking around with a cosplay on would be even more kind of, I don't want the attention. Yeah, better to be safe. So, but the convention itself was super great, super great. Yeah. I think that's all I wanted to say about Saskatoon. Yeah, exactly, right? If you feel insecure about the area or something, just act crazy. Cuz then you're gonna who wants to deal with crazy? They'll think it's a zombie apocalypse. Oh my gosh. Yeah, nothing happened. Thankfully we were far enough they couldn't really do anything. But yeah, it did make for a sweaty first day heading that way at all. All right, so now we're gonna go over expenses. Look at my little mascot. Oh, we're gonna go over expenses. Exciting. Oh, la, 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 la. So, Ganbatte. Soda, yeah, isn't she so cute? Nah? What do you nah? Okay, so, Ganbatte, the Airbnb. This is the first. Oh, there we go. So the Airbnb costed almost $550. Table was early bird, so I think we saved about $60 or something. 206. I think 60 or $50 or $40, something like that. You save for doing early bird. All right. Which is really nice for a 2-day con. 206. That is decent. That is decent. Cab. So the reason why we took a cab, the rest was Uber, was because there was no Ubers. There were no Ubers available at that time. I don't know why, but we arrived during the daytime too. It wasn't weird hours or anything, but yeah, not a whole lot of Ubers. So keep that in mind that you might be forced to take a cab if you go there because it happened to us. You lock a soda, hell yeah. So the Ubers ended up being $77, but I think that was quite a lot of Ubers. I think it was 7 Ubers or something. Maybe 6 Ubers or 5 Ubers. But yeah, the cab was only one cab for 34. the Ubers, they fluctuated. I think they're like $9 and then we tip depending on the Uber driver, $3 to $6. Because there was one Uber driver that was really mean. He was really he was really mad. But yeah, I don't know what. I think he didn't like that we had luggages. I don't know, but he was really mad. And he was talking to himself, being mad. But the other Uber driver was super cool. He was telling we finally found an Uber driver that had recommendations for where to eat. But unfortunately, he was telling us as he was the Uber taking us to the freaking airport. So as we're leaving is when we got our freaking recommendations. I love when you do these summaries. We learn. Aw, thanks, Koda. Yeah, I mean, I love watching these because this is how I learned how to do my table stuff. My guy friend cross dresses and he did black, shadow, scarlet. Ooh, that's epic. Okay. Whew. Wow, I'm gonna talk a lot. I'm gonna lose my voice by the end of this. But I love Black Shadow Scarlet. But I like the original better because of the hat. The hat is really, really cool. Anyway, we move on. So all in all, the Airbnb table, cab, and Uber cost $864. Quite hefty. Quite hefty. All right, so we move on with personal stuff because thankfully, I separated it like this because if people are trying to see if this is a convention they want to fly to, you can kind of get the gist of how much the things that you will share can cost. So it's 864, but luckily I was able to split all this with my sister because we were splitting the table. So we just split everything in half, which is great. Actually, I booked an Airbnb for 4 people. The one had max 4 people, which is great. So in case we ever did have another artist friend to join us for some reason, I don't know, if they wanted a trip or something, the Airbnb would be ready. We wouldn't have to change anything. How's mentoring at cons been for you, Melody? Actually, I'm talking about it right now. So if you want to rewind, you can get the full experience of how it was. But we're at the end now. All right, so the flight. If for some reason you can ship something to a friend at the location and you're gonna sell out of that item so you don't have to ship it back to where you live, this would be a lot cheaper because flights to Saskatoon are actually relatively cheap. Well, within Canada. However, because we have to bring luggages, it amounts to quite a lot. So if you're flying with no luggages, so let's say you want to go to this convention as an attendee, I would highly recommend it if you want to go to a convention that's not too tiring, I'd say, because there is some convention that it's a little much when there's a huge crowd and you have to wait in a huge line every single time. And sometimes you want to go to a panel and you can't because the lineup was way too long. That by the time you get to the panel, they will tell you, "Hey, sorry, our room is full. You can no longer enter." I can understand that is pretty frustrating. I heard some people talk about that in a different convention and I could see in their eyes they were pretty exhausted. It's a lot of walking. The bigger conventions has a lot of waiting, a lot of lineups, a lot of people, and it is pretty tiring to be walking in a crowd of people all the time. I would 100% if you want to experience the convention, fly to Ganbatte. It's smaller, but it's so well loved. It's so well done. There's still plenty of amazing voice actors, plenty of amazing guests there, and their panels are very hard. How do I say it? I don't know. I really like them. They're one of them was for PVC, explaining how to do cosplay PVC stuff. The other one was how to use Clip Studio. I just felt like, wow, that really caters to the audience who do cosplays, who are arting or drawing, because I feel like a lot of people who do go to conventions are artists or looking to be, just curious about art. Yeah, it's educational. Thank you. That's the word. It's educational. It was great. So, yeah, highly recommend Ganbatte. I was saying, because the flight, if you don't need as much luggage as I did, it's $81 going one way. So, both ways, maybe anyone time soon. Depending on, right? Maybe $100 going one way if maybe it's busier, depending on when you take your flight. But let's just say about $200 for a round trip, or yeah, about $200 for a round trip. And I think the ticket itself wasn't too pricey either. Let's see. Ganbatte Saskatoon ticket. Don't miss out. Tickets today. I don't know if it'll still show. Okay, yeah. So a general pass, weekend pass is $60. VIP is $80. Lucky Charm pass $150. But I believe if you do the early bird thing, I believe you can get the VIP for like $40. So if your flight is $200, your VIP pass maybe $40 or $50. So you're at $250. All you need now is the Airbnb or the cabs prices. And if you have a friend to go with you, you guys could just share that. So yeah, I would highly recommend checking out Ganbatte. It was great. And it's just growing. It's just growing. All right, so we're moving on to food. Food, I really didn't spend much. I really didn't. The convention food was relatively cheap. I bought just a few snacks. We were there for really just the 2 days. We arrived. Oh, okay, 4 days total technically, but the convention was only 2 days. Growing big and strong. Let's go. Yeah, exactly. So it didn't amount to much, and I didn't feel too inclined to. I mean, when I do conventions, I often sometimes skip a lot of meals because it gets busy anyway. So partly the reason why I think it's so cheap, my food. I don't know. I know my Otafest food was more expensive because I also had a helper. And so me skipping meals, it's like, whatever. And I brought bread. I brought buns with me just because I don't want to think about breakfast. But yeah, I had a helper to make sure was fed too at the other convention. And I had friends too that I wanted to treat because they were letting me stay at their place. But this time, mainly just dealt with my food and my sister dealt with her food. So it was pretty cheap. And how sales in general, we'll get to it after. See, so snacks about $10, drinks was about $24, and meals was about $50. If I'm wrong about that, I may be wrong by $40. It wasn't much. Faux show. So altogether for personal, it's $630. So if you were to do the convention solo, it'd be a whopping $1,494.94. Now, if you wanted to add an extra bag, because I did one luggage and one check-in, one personal item, that's another $130 without tax, I think, or with tax. I don't know. Maybe a little bit more than that. But yeah, it adds up to quite a lot. And then the duo total, because we split the upper area, the upper section, it was about $1,062.79. So with all that, and this is already, which cup? I don't know. But with all that, the question is, how were sales? Did I make money back? Well, let me tell you, yes, I did. I still am in the green for all the conventions. My closest one was the $5. This time I am up by 200. So yes, I did make it back. It's crazy amount, and we made it back. And that is really crazy because the attendance number beforehand, I don't know about now because I don't know if they got the number after, but they estimated 1,500 people before we flew over. So to make money back from 1,500 when my other convention had 1,000 people, a local one. It was 1,000 people and I made uh with without calculating my expenses and stuff. That convention I made $200 maybe. So to make back this amount, it was insane. It's insane. I I was very, very thankful. Thank you guys. Ganbatte was absolutely amazing. Couldn't have done it without you guys, and just thank you. Thank you so much. The real question with vendoring is, can you make back what you paid for? Okay, so about that, because the experience is really fun, right? Because the experience is really fun for one. Two, as a vendor, you get access to everything there at the convention. And if you need to take a break, you can by asking the volunteers to take over your booth for just a few minutes or so. So, if I put it that way and I wanted to go to a convention, I would say so long as you're not mm, I don't know. I feel like if you just see it as a trip, it doesn't matter. I feel like if you view it that way, you're basically getting at least part of your vacation paid for. So if you want to see it that way for the traveling ones, right? However, I completely understand that yeah, we need to make money back because we need to pay our bills back, you know? So so in that sense, 100%, if you want to do vendoring as a part-time thing and you want to treat it as vacations, that's great. But even if I made the profit of $200 or sometimes I make a profit of just $5, I would have to say if you want to do full-time vendoring, full-time in Canada, I can't speak for everyone, of course, but it's kind of hard. It's okay, not kind of. It's hard. I feel like anyone you speak to, it takes so much work for the profit margin of. Hi, Bones! Thank you for the 4 months. Thank you. The Wesker antics, not in that by daylight right now, but what I mean is, um, because let's say I made a profit of $200 and you see that I spent the whole weekend on it and you think that's it, right? Well, at least you just lost a weekend for the $200. But no, because technically we spent a lot of days preparing for this convention, just packing and planning what our setup's going to look like. But then on top of that, for my experience, at least for these conventions that I'm doing this year, it took me 7 months just to draw the artwork that's there. That's 7 months just for the chibi. So I think with everything, maybe 8 to 9 months to draw absolutely everything on the table that are new. Keep your George Bush out of my ozone layer? What the hell? I feel the experience would be similar in Australia with the cost of hotels, food, Ubers, tickets. Yeah, exactly. So I'd say if you're mainly a digital artist and you want to try vendoring, I would have to say if you're not in America, because I feel like in America they make bank. From the videos I've seen, they make thousands in America doing the convention stuff. But in our areas, Australia, Canada, I would say do it for the experience because holy crap, is it so much fun getting to meet everyone. And basically, people are paying to be at the conventions, right? And you get to be there. You pay to be at the convention too, but let me say at least to make table though. If you're gonna be an artist there, at least hopefully you make table because I think table is more expensive. Yeah, the weekend pass is $60 while your table costs 206. But 100% you can split the table with somebody else. That cuts the cost down by a lot and stress down by a lot because you only have to fill up half a table. So yeah. dealing with providers and shipping. Yeah, tell me about it. So I actually planned to do this video a day ago, but when I arrived home, or 2 days ago, when I arrived home, I had I realized that that was the day I had to make my order for everything to arrive 100% sure for Anime Revel, because I was gonna order with, you guys know, Kyo. I'm so excited for you guys to see what Kyo did. I told them don't show until it's here, so that it's even cooler, because you haven't seen anything about it yet. But yeah, it's so cool. But Kyo and I were ordering something, and Val also, Squirrel Sprouts. If you guys have seen her drop in here, she's ordering something from Grace too. And I thought, because they're ordering with me, I didn't want there to be a delay on the order. Because if it was just my order, maybe I might risk it, because I'm the only one that will cry if it doesn't show up. But this time, it's a lot of people involved, so I wanted to get it done as soon as I can. So I did it not the day I arrived. Unfortunately, I arrived really late and I was so exhausted. I just passed out. The morning I woke up, right when I woke up, I messaged them, "Hey, I already pre-messaged the manufacturer. She said it'll be done. It'll be okay so long as I order it this week." So that's chill. But it took me from, let me see what time I messaged them. Because I went to bed around 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. the next day, where I was working on for quite some time. Do. A little intermission. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so I was handling the order starting from 7 a.m. and communicating with Val and Kyo, who were both very responsive, which was great. So it made it very fast and easy too on their end. But I had to talk to the guy, not the guy, the manufacturer. Their time zone is completely different, and until 2 a.m. the next day. So what is that? 19 hours? It took 19 hours to handle the orders. Yeah. I'm still waiting for the responses too. It's a bit of back and forth, but at least the first part of the order, their share of the stuff is already there and being started working on. Do. I don't know how I got to that. Yeah, they treat the vendors really, really kindly here. The people, the attendees are very, very kind, very sweet, very supportive, and so are the what do you call it? Staff of the events. Now, is that everything I wanted to say? Yeah. We like surprises. Oh yeah. Kyo's thing, right? I'm so excited. I guess I'll show you guys next month, but he'll show you guys next month. That is exciting. Oh, fruit, you are still on Dead by Daylight category. No! Oh my god! I didn't hit done because I typed up everything. Literally, my stream information says just chatting, story time, Ganbatte. I didn't hit done. Damn it. Oops. That sucks. My bad. My bad, Dead by Daylight viewers, if you're here watching Dead by Daylight. So yeah, that's pretty much it for convention, the Ganbatte. It was super fun. It was an experience. I learned a lot. I actually have notes on what I need to improve on for next time. Oh, and I had a panic attack too. I mean, not really panic attack, but it would have sucked if I was doing this solo, because at some point my Wi-Fi thing died, because what I learned was, because my Wi-Fi device is also a battery, and my battery goes both ways, in and out, I accidentally took the energy from my Wi-Fi to my battery. I guess what happened, because normally it lasts the whole day. So I ran out of juice from both, because apparently the electricity going back and forth between them killed them both. Both devices died. So I couldn't take digital payments, but thankfully my sister was there, so I was able to take payments through her, and then she just pays me back. So lesson learned though, have an extra battery. Apparently having a second battery is essential. But that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully Ganbatte takes me again next year. Hopefully. It was so much fun. I want to go back again, but I would definitely want to go back sharing a table, because yeah, expenses kind of high without it. I definitely would not have made money back if I did solo, looking at the numbers. No, no, thank you. Thank you for being here. But that's pretty much it for the YouTube video. So I'll be ending that. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.